Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that's here in a new year. It rhymed, so that's good enough. Today in the news, let's start with something good. It's a new year. We might as well start it off fun. And thankfully, there's a lot of hype stuff coming down the pipeline. First up, Payday 3. Yes, they made another, and now that guy you know that only plays Payday 2, well, now he can play this. The brand new Steam page includes a trailer claiming in 2023, it is the year of Payday 3. Set in New York, the new criminal dawn is upon us and will definitely mean more streams of me and my friends terribly goofing up all the stealthier portions of the game and ending up in a 25-minute police shootout. You know, Payday! And the original 4 members of the game are back. You got Dallas and Chains and Wolf and Huxton. And according to the Overkill devs, the game is set in a living New York, whatever that means in their minds, and I have my own thoughts on that. And I guess there's even cryptocurrency and a stock exchange? Look, I'll settle for it as long as I can rob it all like Bane. Then I'm totally there for it. We don't really know all that much information yet, but this is definitely one of those keep a lookout as we get closer to con season, so maybe spring sometime, expect some big news. Speaking of great upcoming games, one of my favorites is finally getting out of early access. World of Horror. The incredibly wild, semi-roguelike survival horror RPG is finally getting a full release, and I must stress this to you, if you like eldritch nonsense and amazing pixel art, this game is 100% for you. It's literally Junji Ito and Lovecraft having a video game baby. You solve mysteries around your town, and if you end up digging a little too deep, you may uncover something a bit out of this world. It's gruesome, it's horrific, and yet somehow totally compelling. I love it. Played it with good old Kristen, and now, well, we're finally getting a real release sometime this summer. But that's not all in our good future forward news, because we're about to go way far to the future, like near future, which I now realize is a terrible pun because I'm in fact talking about Nier Automata's anime adaptation finally coming out, and it's coming out this week. While the trailer really appears to only be covering a small portion of the game, no spoilers, it looks incredibly faithful to the source in both style and content, so I guess all that's left is to see what ending they go for. As for where you can watch, great question. I tried to look it up, and the answers range anywhere from Amazon to Hulu to Crunchyroll. I'm assuming it's all region-based, so some people are going to get it on Amazon and some people are going to get it on Hulu, you know, like that kind of thing. Honestly, it's better to just check when it comes out. I believe the 7th is the release date, so give that a look, and we'll come back to it later this week, I'm sure. I'm kind of excited to check it out. I'm not like a huge anime person, but I'm a big Nier person, and this could be a lot of fun. And since that was the good, now we talk about the bad. Square Enix. Oh, my beloved Square Enix, who somehow can make some of my favorite games and yet still be run by complete idiots. As I'm sure I've mentioned several times now, Square Enix sees the potential in blockchain tech and it wants in. They've announced they want to sell NFTs, so get ready for Cloud with like 85 different sword variants. And they also want to get in on the ground floor of Web3. But as we all know, 2022 was a rough year for the blockchain and NFTs, and most investors ditched the volatile market. But not Square Enix. They are doubling down. The company's president, Matsuda, argued that lessons learned and likely regulation to come could benefit the growth of the blockchain field and its plans to develop games based on the technology. In terms of new business domains, we named 3 focused investment fields under our medium-term business plan, the exec wrote. Among those, we were most focused on blockchain entertainment, to which we have devoted aggressive investment and business development efforts. Looking externally, I think it's fair to say that the blockchain gained significant recognition as a field in 2022, as evidenced by Web3 becoming a firmly established buzzword among business people. He continued, in the wake of these developments, we hear rumblings from some countries of earlier moves to regulate such businesses more strictly. In Japan, meanwhile, the drive to encourage such businesses gain momentum, led by the government. So don't even get me started on the whole government-led Web3 nonsense. Speaking of Web3, the fact that he's like, it's a Web3 buzzword, and business bros be using it all the time, so it's gonna be big. I don't even know where to start with that one. That's just nonsense. It's the same tech bros saying it to all the business guys, now got the business guys to say it to all the other business guys. It still means nothing. It's still nothing. It's all still just a weird scam. People are just making money off of nothing. It's madness. Meanwhile, you got the president of Square Enix being like, we're going to invest heavily in this. That's the scam, y'all. People who just don't know better throwing money at a thing that is nothing. That is like pipe dreams. The most telling thing, though, is when he said the market was driven more by speculative investors than gamers through 2021. In other words, the content that was at the forefront was created based on the premise that blockchain and NFTs should result in monetization. And there's your problem. It's all you need to know. It sums up all of it. Investors trying to turn millions into billions with this scheme to monetize the crap out of video games. He said it wasn't about gamers, it was about investors. Like, man's giving up the goose. It's right there. So while I'm over here excited for Final Fantasy 16 and ready to play more 14 and just like a Final Fantasy fanboy, the rest of Square Enix is very depressing. And I guess we'll have to see how it all pans out in the year ahead. Anyway, that's it for this first episode of 5 Minute Gaming News. Back after a break. Excited to be here. Feeling refreshed. And hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow with another episode.